Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, Lemon himself, Zeke Lamone, and this is Crash right here. Say hi, buddy. And this is my review for Invincible Season 2. But before we get to that, let's get the house clean out of the way. Sorry, I'm going to need you to leave a like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on Invincible Season 2. And, of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. And it also gives Crash here a treat. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into the review, shall we? Don't worry, you'll get one regardless. I love Invincible Season 1. I think it's one of the best comic book media ever. I've never read the comics. I am very tempted to do it, but I'm also tempted not to because I just like going on the ride, and not knowing what is going to come of it. Also, from my understanding, apparently the show is better than the comics. That's what I've heard. I haven't read them. I don't know, but from what I've heard from people within my circle, they say, the comics are all right, but the show really elevates everything to a whole other level. But it's still very accurate for the most part, and still, like it to me, this really truly is. And season 2 to me is better than season 1. That it just adds more lore. It takes its sweet time. It's a bit of a slow burn. Like, you just breathe within a lot of things too. Like the relationship between Amber and Mark. Now, it did get spoiled for me with how Eve and Mark get together, because people on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, just spoil everything. Like I also know what happens to Mark with a Viltrumite in the future. I don't know if we'll do that in the TV show, but hey, they've been pretty accurate with everything else so far. Where Mark and Eve do end up getting together. I do know that's going to happen, but I also was able to sniff that out in season 1 too. I was like, well, they seem like more of the couple than Amber and Mark, because they're both superheroes and they get each other. But the way that they did the breakup, and they built the breakup between Amber and Mark, because in season 2 I was just like, well, there's no way they can stay together. Like, I like them. Like it was just so real and mature with how it went about it, where it was like, if superheroes are real, I really do feel like this is some real emotions that they feel, where Amber's like, well, I don't want to tell him no because he has to go save 1,000 people. And when I do hang out with him, I feel guilty because there are people who need him. And I'm just kind of there. But I also need him. People have needs. And to explore that and see that, and also Mark feeling guilty, and also with his whole arc of like, I'm not my dad, I'm not my dad, I'm not my dad, I'm not my dad. And basically learning to let go. With the whole arc with, I don't remember the character's name, the guy that we see in snippets, who can transfer to other dimensions, was very, very well done. Because at first I was just like, he just seems like an extra guy. I don't know where this is going. But the way it comes back around in the end, and Mark finally has enough, because the full arc of Mark is really set up, and I want to say episode 4, where they took the break. And we'll talk about the break in a little bit, but where his dad's like, Mark, you gotta learn to let go. These Viltrumites, they ain't gonna give a shit. You're gonna have to punch them and you're gonna have to kill them. And Mark's like, no, that's not me. I'm not like you. And then he's like, well, he has to let go. And now that he has that killer instinct, and now it looks like in season 3, he's gonna have to learn to control it. Mark, I'm telling you, bud, you're gonna have to kill some Viltrumites. And you're gonna have to release and show your full strength. Otherwise, it's gonna get ugly. Now, for those who have read the comics, please don't spoil it. I just want to go on the ride, unless I decide to read them, which I am very tempted to, because this show is so good, and I really don't want to wait 3 years. But I'm still gonna hold out to to wait, and we'll see if I break or not. But yeah, how that went about it, the way Alan got pushed in with it, and how he's beefed up, and also seeing how is Omni-Man and Alan going to team up going into season 3. They did so good with really, because in season 1 it felt like its own thing. It was like Prime was like, okay, we have one shot, we need a beginning, a middle, and an end, but we can still leave some opening for season 2. Season 2, although it still felt like, okay, we finish something up here. There was clearly more seasons planned for it, and we're gonna get them. I would have liked to see a little bit more of a definitive ending, if you will, as opposed to everything being more open. I really don't see how Debbie takes Omni-Man back. I really don't know how that arc goes. But when he goes, I think I miss my wife, I'm just like, well, I don't think she misses you. Or maybe she does. Maybe that's the problem with her, where she's like, I hate him, that it's like that song. I hate you, I love you, I hate that I love you, type thing. So I'm really curious to see how that's going to go about it. She's also going on dates. That's going to be interesting to see. And of course, Mark and Eve are finally going to get together. And that is going to be a good triumphing moment. But, I mean, overall, I really have a lot of hard times finding some problems with it. The only problem I can think of is that there wasn't a definitive ending. It really felt very close into the pocket for the most part until it got to the ending, because I was just like, man, I just don't know how he landed this thing. And we really didn't, because he goes to see Eve and he goes, you know what, never mind, after what future Eve told him. And that was what got spoiled for me, because people post the snippets and then I see them that they do end up together, and they have children and all that. But yeah, guys, I cannot rave about this show enough. I really am curious to see how this video does, because I am posting this pretty much a week after the finale came out. And I did watch it when it first aired. I was just out of town and I just couldn't record, and I wasn't able to record until now because I'm also trying to do some wrestling videos. But if you made it this far, thank you. And consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you are a wrestling fan, hit that too, because we're hitting both movies and TV shows and wrestling. Tomorrow we got Civil War. The review probably won't come out, but I'm seeing Civil War tomorrow, which would be Thursday the 11th. But yeah, let me know what y'all thoughts are on Invincible Season 2. Did you like it as me? Did you like it more than Season 1? I think I'm in that camp, that I think I prefer Season 2 more than Season 1, just because with how grounded it really was. Like, there was a lot of action, there was a lot of punches, and it was brutal, and it was gruesome, but a lot of the conversations were just so mature, and it just felt really real. Like, if you are someone like my dad, he's not a huge fan of animation. It's just not his thing, and that's fine. If animation's not for you, that's okay. All I'm gonna say is you're really missing out, especially on a show like this. That, to me, truly, this is the greatest comic book media of all time to me. It just truly is. But yeah, hit that comment section, hit the subscribe, like this video, because of course that gives the dog a treat. He gets one anyway. But get him too. Get him another treat as well by hitting that subscribe button. And until next time, guys, I'll see you here at Limit Studios.